I'm Gayle Tzemach Lemmon, and I am very glad to be here with you as part of the Meet the Journalist series with Pulitzer. We're very thankful for the funding and the support for this trip. We're just leaving Syria, and for me this has been a journey that's basically been a year in the making. I first started covering conflict in 2005. I'd started covering conflict in a very different town known as Washington, but it's nothing like these stories that we are trying to bring to you about war and how deeply personal it is. Because the truth is that when you are in places like Afghanistan, Syria, what you see are just incredible people trying to go on with their lives against obstacle after obstacle. And we wanted to show both the hope and the real desperation that you see really right alongside each other. We wanted to do this trip about a year ago. I started working on this in the summer of 2016, and it took a full year to actually get the access and to have all the stars align and to be able to come into Syria and tell stories. And you know, for me, I think the hardest part is the heartbreak and also the hope are right alongside each other. And you don't want to give viewers too much of one or the other. You're really trying to give them a snapshot of how both live right up pressed against each other against, you know, a front line of fighting and displacement and upheaval. And, you know, we're really excited that you're going to meet some of the people we've met. A mom who walked 8 months pregnant out of Raqqa City to a refugee camp. Young new recruits going to fight against ISIS on the front lines. We met a dad, a military dad, whose daughter has been wounded twice fighting ISIS and is now back in the Raqqa fight. These are just some of the people that we had the privilege of meeting while we were here in Syria, driving across the country late at night, early in the morning, sitting in our sweat for hour after hour after hour. And I hope you will really enjoy meeting them. I think it's their grace and dignity against all measure of extreme obstacle that inspires me to keep doing this work and telling stories and trying to make personal for you how deeply personal this conflict is for those who are working to survive it. I think that grace is always the word that stays with me. You know, you really are humbled and moved and sometimes heartbroken by the people you meet, and they stay with you. And our job and our privilege, as I see in this Meet the Reporter series, to explain, is to bring them into your living room, or to bring them into your phone, and to have you meet some of the people that we've had the privilege of getting to know as we drive around. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you will enjoy the stories that come out of this trip, and thanks to Pulitzer for funding it.